Hello, I'm Rita Williams Garcia, and I'm the author of One Crazy Summer, the Gaither Sisters Trilogy, and Clayton Bird Goes Underground.
Hi, I'm E.B. Savoy, author of American Street and Pride, and the forthcoming editor of the forthcoming anthology, Black Enough, Stories of Being Young and Black in America.
My name is Bookstr. I was lucky enough to contribute to the Well-Read Black Girl anthology. And I spoke today, I was in one of the panels with a bunch of other contributors about our process and what it was like to answer the prompt of the anthology, which was the first time that we recognized ourselves in literature.
Well-Read Black Girl is just kind of a dream come true, come to life. 30 years ago when I was first published, there was nothing quite like it. Who could imagine such a thing? And so to be here in a collective of Black thought, Black poetry, Black art, Black writing, and just people giving voice to a Black girl's place in all of those mediums, it just means so much to me.
Well, it's self-explanatory. It's a conference and festival where Black women come together to celebrate each other and celebrate literature and their love of reading and books and writers and artists in general.
You know, reading and writing are very solitary experiences. As a writer, I don't always find writing very enjoyable, but reading is, been like the greatest gift, I think. But it's nice when you get out of your head, you get out of the book, and you're able to meet other people who have fallen in love with the same characters or stories that you have, or fallen in love with different stories, and they're able to introduce you to them. And it just, reading is also very expansive, and coming to this festival also kind of makes the world a little bit bigger. But of course, it's also lovely to be around other Black women writers and readers and to talk about the things that move us and that impact us and to kind of build new connections.
Oh, probably when I was in the crib, seriously.
Yeah.
I was very lucky that my older sister always put a picture book in my crib, and so I got used to turning the pages and following the story. And so I went to kindergarten writing, and I've been sending off manuscripts to publishers since I was a child and getting those rejection letters that would prepare me for the rejection letters
Yes.
and the acceptances to come.
I was a child.
Yeah.
I was always telling myself stories and writing in my old notebooks. So I think it was just part of my wiring. I always wanted to be a storyteller and writer.
This is 2018. I knew that I wanted to be a writer. I think it was 2011, which is very recently.
Yeah.
I was always a big reader. I love to read, but I thought that was it for me. And it wasn't until I had a quarter-life crisis that I was figuring out. I used to work in corporate, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with myself. And I took a writing class, about a memoir writing class. And I wrote a 3-page essay, and I fell in love. And I knew that I wanted to be a writer then because I knew that I'd be happy to write, even if no one ever read what I wrote, and even if I never earned a cent from it. And I said, okay, it clicked. If you're willing to do something, if the act is enough, then I think you're a writer.
My greatest achievement is that I am a working writer full time. It means so much to be able to not just write a story and get it published and to have it well received out in the world, but to really have that time and space, that peace of mind that is so necessary to just simply allow me to think of the next story and to think of it deeply and then to pursue it. So that means so much to me.
The best part is really traveling across the country and meeting with young readers, and I get to know what America is really like based on my interaction with young people, high schoolers and middle schoolers, and the conversations that I have with them. I think I have a better understanding of what makes America.
Seeing all of those people just jammed in every corner, that it was so well attended, so necessary, and so it's just that kind of that way that we give off and give back, and that it keeps feeding back and forth, back and forth. I have to take that with me as I go back into my own work and try to make yet another offering to this audience.
Just hanging out and talking, and it's a fashion show and hair show, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful sight to see.
It is a YA novel that I'm hoping will come to you in about, the year 2020, called A Sitting in St. James.
Well, I edited an anthology called Black Enough, and it features 16 other YA and middle grade African American authors, including myself, and we're just writing about the Black experience in America.
So I'm finishing my first novel,
Fantastic.
which is great.
Yeah.
It's things are going well. If I can say that it's great. If you asked me a few months ago, I felt very tortured.
Yeah.
But I'm finishing my first novel, and this has also been really helpful for me in the final push, because I think this is like a very welcoming space, and it reminds you that writing can be brutal, but you just, there's like a community of people out there who are rooting for you, and it's nice to know that, there's folks out there who will greet your work with open arms and very warmly. So I can't wait to be able to speak about the novel when it comes out. But yeah, that's my focus right now.